All right. So what is it exactly? The question bank. So it turns out that if you Google college, hold on, it's not Google, so we cannot really trust this. So if we do college board question bank, then we'll get here. And yeah, SAT simple question. Okay, so look at this. Find questions, right? You choose an assessment, SAT, math. Then you choose one of those. So I guess we can do all of them. And I think you can even do difficulty. Hold on. Oh yeah, look at this, Daniel.
That actually looks pretty cool.
Imagine we have a whole question bank now. 139 pages of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 questions, right? So 1,390 questions. The only thing is this like all real questions? Like, is this an actual like question bank that we can just solve like all 1,390 of them, and you just like go there and those are gonna be the questions? That's interesting. Oh, look at this. What is active questions? That's interesting. It says exclude active questions. Hmm. Include state standards. So we can go to New York. I don't know. Maybe we don't need that. Hold on. Let's see this. There's a question and the answer. How can we have just the question? Can I not look at the answer? Hmm. Ooh, you
I
can.
think
Oh,
there's an arrow. There's an arrow next to the correct the answer thing. I think if you click it, it'll.
yeah, yeah. I just wanted to, but it's not. It's not it. It's just to move the answer back and forth. But oh, if you go back, it really goes. Okay, so skill. Okay, so we can actually. Wow, this. You know how good it is for someone who like doesn't know something like specific. It's amazing. Difficulty, hard, boom. This is what we can do all day. 430 hard questions. Shish. And did you see that? It says like add to PDF. I'm wondering what does that mean? It says add to PDF. Like we can create some sort of like a PDF on it. Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay. So okay. So we can so we can click them, right? Click them in and then export. Okay. Okay, export. No correct answers or explanations. Yes. Export. Guys, I'm going to I'm going to give you those questions now. Well, we don't need practice. Well, I mean, we do need practice tests, but now practice tests we can use just as a mock tests, right? Because in order wait, I won't be able to balance it as perfectly as the practice tests are, right? Because well, they do balancing on their own. Like they probably have an algorithm um, doing like bet like how many easy questions there should be, how many harder ones, and how it all works, right? But this we can do all day. We can do a little bit of easy, a little bit of hard, a little bit of, you know what I mean? So that's actually pretty great. I'm excited. Okay. Now, the only thing is that since we already started doing first model of question number 7, I guess let's do it. Like let's just keep on going on that test, right? And starting from our Sunday class, we're going to do this question bank. And you know what? We need to do a lot. We need to do as many as we can. Why? Because if you somehow on the test, because Daniel, you're taking it in March, right? For sure.
Yeah.
So you, if you will somehow will see at least one, right? If it's gonna be just one question out of this bank of questions, right? That automatically means that they are taking these questions and put them in the SAT. If so, guys, then like before the end of the summer, we can kind of like learn all of these questions, all like 1,400 of them, and you can guarantee yourself a 1,500 plus. If so, that would be amazing. To be honest with you. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll read more about this, but this is great. Not everyone knows about it. I just like, but I'm trying to keep, keep more or less posted about things that's going on the College Board and SAT. So, all right. So let's go back to the seven test number 7, Model 1, and I just wanna because I printed out the whole Model 1, right? So I just wanna basically keep going. Unless, oh yeah, I promised that I'll go over some questions. So, um, okay, so I'm pretty sure that okay, Lijan doesn't have any. Mark doesn't have the test. You don't have any. And then Jessica had some, maybe. Michelle didn't take it. So, and everyone else is not here, which is kind of 3 more people. But okay, so I guess I'll just move on with the questions. And whoever will have, will need more explanations um, for me to do. I'll definitely do them. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do some questions. Um, Remind me, please, which question I asked you to stop on.
I believe it was question 17.
17, yeah,
We
17.
did 17, I remember in class. You went over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that weird question about define a function as like a coefficient or the base. So yeah, you just have to remember this question comes up sometimes. No, I only seen it twice, to be honest with you. Okay, number 18. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we have. The function f of t 40,000 2 to the power t over 790 gives the number of bacteria in a population t minutes after the initial observation. How much time in minutes does it take for the number of bacteria in a population to double? Okay, this is straight up theory question because it's already in like I wouldn't call it double form, but it's already in like correct form. So if you know where everything is, like if you know that this is the initial value, if you know that this like number two we put if we have a like a double, if we have double exponential function, and the time it takes to double we put over here. That's just like I said, straight up theory. T over amount of minutes, or I don't know, sometimes it's like the amount of hours. It's time. T over the time, how much time it takes to it to double. So the answer is B here. Okay. Next. Number 19. The given equation. By the way, guys, I haven't seen this question. Like I never went further by myself. So literally seeing it for the first time. So the given equation relates the variables n, t, and w, where n is greater than. Okay, so that means that n is positive, t is positive, and w is greater than t. Okay. So also positive. Which expression is equivalent to n? Okay, so this, I would say just irrelevant, straightforward. It's just like we have to solve for a variable. That's all. And it has to be one of those answers. Let's do it. Let's do it, and we'll see what's going on here. So I already have some ideas on how to do it. But I don't know, like instinctively, right? When I'm solving for a variable, I want to get rid of this. Just like I know that this may not be like the faster or the fastest or the best way, but it's just an instinct of solving like SAT questions, right? So it's going to be negative. So it's going to be negative 2 over W, right? And then it's going to be plus 2 over T. Why not write plus 2 over t first? It's just going to be more aesthetically pleasing. Like that. Now what do we do? Now we can multiply everything by 1/12. By the way, you know what we can do also? We can technically make these two fractions with the numerator 12 and then flip everything upside down. Once everything will have 12, 12, 12, 12, we can technically flip everything upside down. Let's see if we can do that now. So let's see. It's going to be this fraction times 6 over 6 and this fraction times 6 over 6. So it's going to be 12 over n equals 12 over 6t minus 12 over 6w. Right? And now we can, since we have the same kind of like a same numerator, we can flip everything around. So it's going to be n equals to 6t minus 6w, and it's all under the 12 denominator. And when we have, by the way, we could have just canceled the numerator. In this case, we can cancel the denominator. It's not really called canceling, it's called like multiplying both sides by 12. But I don't know, since I've like first myself been taught this, they said just like cancel the same denominator. If everything have the same denominator, just cancel them. That's what I've kind of used to saying. So we get n equals to 6t minus 6w, which is not here. Why it's not here? Because this has 6 and this has 6 that we can factor out. So it's going to be n equals to 6 being factored out outside, and inside we're going to have t minus w, which is b. Is it hard? Kinda, maybe not. It's like, okay, let me tell you what it is. What I feel about this particular question when I see it. When I see this question, I don't see how it, like I don't see like with so much experience that I have solving these questions, right? I don't see right away what will be the answer. I don't. Sometimes I do, but in this case I don't. I don't see what will be the answer. So what do I do here? This is a perfect example of a question that's like take one step at a time kind of thing. You know, just move this, you know, then make common denominators, then flip, then cancel, then factor. It's kind of like all like it plays itself. That's what they call it in chess. It plays itself. You just have to take one step at a time. That's all. Alrighty. Next question. What are we dealing with here? Some sort of a dot plot, line best fit, something like this. Let's see. During the study, temperature in degrees C Celsius in the air in the chamber was recorded at the nearest degree at a certain time. The scatter plot was recorded. Okay, so do we really need to read this? Like, literally, never. Like every time I read, every time I like kind of reassure myself that I could have not read that. Like I didn't have to. You know what I mean? So let's see what's going to happen here in this situation. Okay, what is the average rate of change? Slope in Celsius per minute of the recorded temperature of the air in the chamber. Oh my god. All right. With this simple question, this is definitely not irrelevant. Definitely time waster. What does that mean? The average rate of change between x equals 5 and x equals 7. Well, if you know the average rate of change formula, which is the slope formula, that's all you need. You just need 2 points, but you almost have them. It's 5 and what? 5 and 14 and 7 and 24. You put x, you put y, you put x, you put y, you put 1, 1, you put 2, 2, and let's go. 24 minus 14 over 7 minus 5, which is 10 over 2, which is 5. To be honest, I'll be like this question is worse to be like worst being number 7. I don't know, number 5. Definitely not number 20. But at the same time, who knows these days? You know what I mean? Okay. In August, a car dealer completed 15 more than 3 times the number of sales that the car dealer completed in September. Okay. In August and September, the car dealer completed 363 sales. How many sales did the car dealer complete in? Okay. So This is like seventh seventh grade seventh grade problem. This problem is about how to create equations based on the word problem. So that's what we're going to do. So since they say that in August and then blah blah blah, and there is some explanation, like then so then three times. Okay, so completed 15 more than three times the number of sales deal completed in September. So it means that we can put August and September, and it means that September, since we have no information about the September, like August, we do have a little information, 15 more than three times, like three times, yeah. But September we have no information about, and that's what we set up the X with, and August will be 15 more than three times than X. What is it? 3x plus 15. And now they give us the total. The total is 363. And now it's 3x plus 15 plus x equals 363. 4x plus 15 equals to 363. Subtract 15, subtract 15. 4x equals to 353 minus 5, 348. And we divide this by 4. And obviously we do have a calculator in our disposal. So let's do it. It's going to be 343 divided by 4, which is this, 87. So x equals to 87. And now don't forget, this might not be the answer because x is September. What did they ask? Oh, they asked September, so the answer is 87. What if they would ask us August? What would we do? We would take that 87, plug it in here, and get the answer from there. Or actually subtracted the 87 from 363 from their total. That's also legit. Again, you know what, guys? I'm starting to feel one thing that I don't know, with Donald Trump being the president and about to change like the whole Department of Education system. I think this is like the last year for you to be able, or like for any student to be able to get such an easy score on the SAT. Like I think you're the last year to be able to do that. It's gonna get harder for everyone, I think. So use it. Those are easy questions, you know. I'm not even saying that you need to get like 1500, but I think it's very possible to get a 1400 for sure. You know what I mean? This is some very 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 doable math. You know, when I started tutoring, like to see if someone would tell me that this is an SAT question, I would not believe. I would not believe. I would say no. This is like a seventh grade state test. You know what I mean? So, you know, use your opportunity. All right. Number 22. Points Q and R lie on a circle with a center P. Okay. The radius of the circle is 9 inches. Triangle PQR, perimeter. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, boom, boom, P. Oh no, QR. Oh, okay, QR. Okay, QR. Q, R, P, and triangle. So there is like this. And radius is 9. This is 9. Which means that this is 9 also, and the perimeter of 31 inches. Holy moly. This is it? This is just 31 minus 18? No way, I can't believe that. Guys, are you seeing this?
Yeah, when you did assign it initially, I felt like the questions were a bit easier than usual.
What's going on? What is that? They, I mean, well, I don't know. They said perimeter of the triangle is 31. So if you don't know what perimeter is, then I don't know. Go back to 5th grade. But if like what's radius is, then all radiuses like the same size. Wow, number 22. That's insane. If the previous question was if the previous question was like a 7th grade, oh, this is 6th. If okay. I remember when Mark told me, I may not be like the on the level of math of SAT in 9th grade. What do you think now? Are you are you not on this level? Okay, let's go. In a set of four consecutive, oh, okay, consecutive odd integers. Okay, in a set of four consecutive odd integers, where integers are ordered from the least to the greatest, the first integer represented by x. The product of 12 and the fourth integer and the fourth odd integer is at most 26, less than the sum of the first and the third odd integer. Ooh, okay. Which inequality represents this situation? All right. I think it will be doable if we list, if you know from theory how to list consecutive odd integers. That's how you list them. You start with x and then you skip 2. Like regular consecutive integers is x, then x plus 1, and then x plus 2, x plus 3. Consecutive odd or consecutive even, it goes like this: x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6. This is integer number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And now we have to create this like the situation, like this situation, from here to there. Let's go. The product of 12 and the fourth odd integer, let's stop here. The product of 12 and the fourth, so the product of 12 and x plus 6. So right away, this is wrong, is at most means less or equals to. And I don't need to do the rest. If I'm confident with myself knowing what at most is, it's this. This is at most. Why? Because if I have at most $20 in my pocket, that means that I have 20 or less. And this is what it is, less or equals to. It's A. You don't have to deal with this part at all. Next, 24. Okay, there is a table, and there are equations. Interesting. The table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y. where s is a constant. There is a linear relationship between x and y. Which of the following equation represents this relationship? All right. There's probably only one type of slope. No, not really. Okay. So how can we do that? This is in a linear form with just a little of difficulty with this s. You know what we can do? So there is a couple of ways. There is like a way where you're confident, and there is a way where you're like, I'm not sure. So you can just plug in any number, like let's say s will be, I don't know, like 1, right? It will be like -2, -1, and 1, right? Or you can just go ahead and do the slope formula and get the slope from here and find the slope over here. There's another way. Another way would probably be plugging in, like let's say 24 into the y, and see which answer will give you -2s. Yeah. Can it work though? I think it can. With the x though, I'm not sure. All right, so, well, no. 24 you have to plug in instead of the y, and -2s you have to plug in instead of the x. And if it equals to 18s, that's the answer. If it doesn't equal to 18s, it's not the answer. No, it won't be, right? Not here. Okay. So you know what? It's taking me so long because there's so many different ways I can solve it. I'm trying to pick kind of like the easiest one. I don't know which one it will be the easiest. Like doing the slope, I don't know if it's the easiest one. Let's see if I can do the slope real quick. It's going to be 21 minus, so y2 minus y1, so 21 minus 4 over -s minus -2s, which is -3 over -s minus minus means plus. So it's -s plus 2s, which is s. So it's -3 over s will be the slope. And now technically I can like make this and all of these in y equals to x plus b form and find what would it be. Let's see. If I plug it in, if I put this over there, it's going to be 3y equals -sx plus 18s. Divide everything by 3. Actually, this slope will be -1. But which one will also be, by the way? Let's see. This one won't be. This will be -3 over s. This one won't be. It's going to be -3 over s. And this one is going to be -s over 3. This one also will be that. Let me do it with different color, not to get confused here. Okay, so 3y equals to -sx plus 18, and now I divide everything by 3, and I get -s over 3. The only thing, which one will be the answer? The one that has s in the like over here, or the one that won't? It's a good question. I guess after that I would probably put the values to plug in and see. All right, so that's why I was debating whether I should use that like linear equation method. Okay. How about I will erase this and try a different one, because this one doesn't really seem like, I think it's D, but we need to make sure. Obviously, on the test, if I would pick this method, I would probably just stick with it and probably try to finish it right there and then. But since we're kind of learning here, we have to think what would be the easier method. All right, let's plug in, let's say 15 and S, 15 for Y, and S instead of X. What will happen? It will be S times S plus 3 times 15 equals to 18S. S squared, damn, plus 45 equals 18S. Oh my god. Am I gonna get a quadratic here? Minus 18S plus 45 equals 0? No way. 9, 3 and 15. Oh my god. X minus 3, X minus 15, which means that it can be 3 and 15. Okay. Ta 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 ta. And what did we get from here? Okay, alright, I don't like this method either. Okay. Quadratic, that's crazy. Okay. Let's get to a different method where we plug in the numbers, compatible numbers. Alright, let's assume that S equals to, I don't know, anything, like let's say 1, right? What will happen? We have, you know what 1 will be? 1 actually may not work. Let's do 2. 2. 2 and 15, 2 and 20, yeah. So what will happen? This will turn into the 2x. This will turn into 36 because it's 2s. And this will turn into 2. This is negative 2. This is negative 2 times 2, which is negative 4. Right? Now, let's see what will be the equation of this table. How do we do that? We actually have to find the slope, and okay, so let's see. We're gonna move the 2x to the other side in this one. It's going to be 3y equals to negative 2x plus 36. I divide everything by 3. I get y equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 12. Now, is that the equation? What will be the equation here? It's going to be 15 minus 21 over 2 minus minus 2, which is negative 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2, right? So that doesn't match. Okay, will the bottom one match? Okay, it's gonna be negative 2 here, so it's gonna be 3y equals to negative 2. No, it's gonna be positive 2x plus 18. Here we divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Okay. Now the second equation. Okay, this is gonna be 36, and this is going to be 2y. So now it's going to be 2y equals to negative 3x plus 36, and then we divide by 2. We get negative 3 over 2. Okay, but the thing is that the same will be here. So now the only thing, so the y-intercept over here will be 18. I know, guys, that it's taking long, but we have to get to the bottom of this. And this is the same equation. The only thing that I'm going to have to divide 18 by 2, which will become 9, the y-intercept. So now I'm going to have to just find y-intercept of our table. How? By plugging it into y equals mx plus b. Let's do it. So it's going to be so it's going to be 15 equals to negative 3 over 2 times 2 plus b. 15 equals negative 6 over 2, which is negative 3 plus b. And then we add 3 to both sides, and we get 18. So the correct answer is B. B. The red color I chose for B. All right. Now we definitely need to see whether I answered that correctly, because this question took a while. I don't know if I think probably
there's an easier way to do it.
Easier? Okay,
Just
go ahead.
substitute the values. Because I just tried it now, and if you substitute like the x values for, the x values and the y values, yeah, you get 18s. So if you substitute negative 2s for 3x, you're gonna get negative 6s, and then if you add 24 to sy, you get 24s, and negative 6s plus 24s is 18s. So it proves like that's right.
Yeah, you see, well, first I wasted a lot of time actually debating which method is what I want to use. Substituting numbers was one of them, I guess, but okay, what was it? It was number 24 is B. Yes, it is B. So you see, with one of those methods that I tried at first, I got A or D, which were wrong. So you think that those compatible numbers don't, like, it's just longer, you think? Well, listen. The first question that was like decent difficulty and like time taking too. Yeah, but we cracked it. All right, let's see if I should start this or not. This is interesting. This is straight up from Trig, which actually not everyone knows. So it's from the formula. I actually will show you the formula too, because if you didn't do I don't know how's they just pulling a question from pre-calculus. That's interesting. Or is it though? Can we just factor out the sine, cosine? No, I'm gonna have to show you the formula. I know what the answer is, but it's strictly done by a formula. So this is the first time in ever I see a pre-calculus question on the SAT. Yeah, they really just did like two seventh grade question, sixth grade question, then like a decent but at the same time easy question, a decent question. This should be like a number 24, I think, right? Hard but doable. And this is has this question has no business being here. There's a huge formula list, for like trigonometric functions. There's like probably like 20 of them. And this goes specifically by like a specific formula. Hold on one second. Sine, cosine. It's called trigonometric identities. To be honest with you, well, I don't even have to say to be honest with you, I just don't remember them. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is where it comes from this table. So by using one of the trigonometric identity formulas, we'll be able to say what the answer is. All right, guys, this is it for today. I'll see you all on Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to continue this, and the rest, like there's only a couple of questions left, or actually 3 questions left. We're going to do these 3 questions. I'm going to go over the questions from for if anyone will have any like questions about the previous easier questions on this test, and then we're just gonna start doing the bank of the questions. All right, so I'll see you all on Sunday as always. Have a good night.